Yeah, I would diagram it. So we have only when, right? Which is what?
Necessary.
Necessary. So if irritable.
I implies T.
Yep, I leads to T. And what else we got?
L leads to T.
L leads to T. Perfect.
And so Y and L.
She's been yawning all day,
Yeah.
which is like, okay,
Y
that's
and
random. That doesn't necessarily prove tiredness, right? But
it says Y and L.
yep, and L.
The
So let's just do it as separate premises. This is premise 1, premise 2, premise 3, premise 4 is L. Therefore,
Y and L imply. The conclusion is she is irritable.
irritable. Yep.
Yeah. It's flawed question.
Yep.
I know it's flawed because from necessary it comes back to the assumption. Sufficient. So I was debating between D and E.
Mm-hmm.
To me, both appeared right, and I chose D.
Okay. So let's talk about D. Well, first of all, let's talk about the flaw. Is that cool?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the flaw here is that L leads to T.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think they're confusing the yawning with the tiredness.
well, let's get it. Well, that's okay. So that's something that's sort of like, wait, does this equal T? Right? That's kind of a question. That's an assumption, right?
Yeah.
Just because someone's yawning doesn't mean they're tired. But let's just focus on this for a half second. They did say L.
Mm-hmm.
L leads to T. Does T lead to I?
No.
No. What is this called?
Necessary.
For what?
Necessary for I and L.
Yes. So this is necessary for I. It's also a necessary for T, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not for T. Not for itself. Excellent. Okay, for L. Sound good? Okay. Now, I think one flaw in this argument is by saying L happened, we go up here and we say, oh, okay, L happened. If L happened, then we know T happened. She was definitely tired. So we can actually kind of ignore this because whether yawning equals tired or not, she was definitely tired based on this premise right here.
Sure.
Right? You combine these two premises and that proves that she was tired.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was tired, so we know that. So we can actually say this is like an inference you could make from these premises. She was tired.
Right.
Does the fact that she was tired prove that she was irritable? No. In other words, they're treating a necessary condition for I, as if it were a sufficient condition.
I thought they are considering the necessary condition for L, right?
Necessary condition for losing things?
Yeah, because we cannot, we can ignore Y. That's what we discussed now.
No. The problem is, so a necessary condition for L is T, but if you treat that as a sufficient condition for L, then all it does is T proves L. We need T to prove I, and for T to prove I, we need to treat a necessary condition for I as if it were a sufficient condition for I.
Oh, okay. I see.
Does that make sense? Like the flaw is that the argument went from here and then tried to go back to here, right? And so we need to say, hey, we got to here, and we're trying to get there, but to get there, we have to treat this necessary condition as if it was sufficient, and that's a problem.
That's why I chose D, because it talks about takes for our losing. That's L.
No, because it would be takes a necessary. It would just go back to L. Right? Takes a necessary condition for L, which is T, as to be a sufficient condition for L.
Takes a condition for losing things to be a sufficient condition.
For the implied is for L because that's what it was talking about.
Oh, okay. It takes a necessary condition for being irritable. That's T.
T.
To be a sufficient condition for irritable.
For being I. And that would get us down to I.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a tricky one.
I spent like maybe the last 2 minutes of this one.
Yeah, so here's why this particular answer is tricky. Because in English, like if I say to you, if Sam goes to the store, Jill will. Jill will do what?
We'll go to the store.
Go to the store, right? But we don't say that because we said at the beginning of the sentence. They did the same thing here. It takes a necessary condition for Roberta's losing things to be a sufficient condition, and they just stopped. For losing. Yes.
Okay, I didn't.
Because the sufficient condition has to be a sufficient
I didn't
condition for
perceive that.
something. The question is for what? But here, the way the sentence structure is set up, it's for losing things.
I didn't perceive that. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually, I think they specify.
Usually they
in
specify.
The previous tests I
Yeah,
have seen.
but I've seen cases where they don't, and when they don't, they're just dropping off that half of the the
rest
end,
of the sentence.
and we just have to go fill it in from the beginning, just like we would if she goes to the store. Then Jan won't. Won't go to the store. Got it. Sound good? We're good with that one?
Oh yeah, that one made sense to me. Some
Oh.
13 still doesn't, so.
Oh, okay, good. Good.
That's fine.
You saw the trick with D, and you.
That's what me and him were discussing. You know, if you know English as your first language, you can really go fast in the reading comprehension.
Yeah.
And then if that's my second language, it's causing some issues. Anyway.
Yeah,
good.
that's good to know. Yeah.